Twitter freaks, oh, why'd you go and say that? Twitter freaks, this website was a mistake. Yeah, Twitter freaks. All right, me singing isn't going to do it. If you're wondering what I'm doing with my hand, I'm not taking the Asmongold Jerk Yourself Off challenge. I just have some grody shit on my foot that I can only get off by rubbing. You people know how this works, right? Sometimes you get grody crust on your hands and feet that you can only get off sort of by rubbing it off. Getting a lot of no's. Prove it? I mean, no. Website was a mistake. Yeah, Twitter freaks.
I have to check all those little drawers because, like, 7 months ago I bought this like iPad pencil and it's just run out of power.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know where the charger could possibly be.
And we'll have to check. Thank you for the subs. Jacobo. Jacobo, thank you for the subs. I appreciate that. Let's begin with a really good one. This comes from Q at Q the Storm, friend of the channel. This is the Q from QAnon. Major alert to the real Comyar. Thank you for the 5. The Orange Man has been activated. The restrictors are off. Big freaking mistake, Lois. Is this true, by the way? Is that correct? I think this actually might be the case. Has the Orange Man actually been activated? Scary. Yeah, I saw it happen. Yeah, did you? Oh boy, pig news. Oh boy. He took off his weighted clothing. What would Trump drop like Rock Lee? Drop like a bib? He would drop his jowls. He'd like detach them and they fall off. And he's like, that's right. I've been mogging this entire time. Oh, his hair. Oh, obviously it'd be his hair. Oh man. We could be writing for SNL. Think how easy that would be. His long tie. That's a good one too. It's just fall for like 10 years. All right. Okay. Moving on. Okay, we're going to begin with the rhidoids. We like beginning with the rhidoids. Don't worry, we've got a little something for everyone this time. We're going to begin with friend of the channel, Matthew Walsh. I love Matt Walsh. It really rocks that he has like the physiognomy of like an annoying guy who has opinions about like specific series of Star Trek, but instead of like using his powers for curating a show specific wiki, he uses them to make the most boring movies you've ever seen in your entire life. Let's see what he's got here today.
A side note on the sick day thing is and this will be unpopular, especially with younger people, but you shouldn't be using sick days. Okay, I've used sick days maybe twice in 7 years, and in both of those cases, because I lost my voice and I couldn't speak. You can't blame me for that. It's impossible to do a podcast when you can't speak. And even then, and anyone who has been watching the show for a while, you know this, I still came into the office and recorded a video with subtitles.
Okay. There's just like a whole lot of stuff that you can say about this specific quote. The first thing I want to say is, I love my wife. Hey.
Hey. Well, if you see a tiny little like charger anywhere,
I'll look.
Let me know, but I probably should just order a new charger.
Probably, yeah. The first thing I think I would say about this...
Also, remember our agreement on Friday?
No.
If you didn't find bed sheets by Sunday, I could order new bed sheets, and it's Monday, actually.
I've been really busy, Jillian. I'll find bed sheets.
Interesting. Well, I want to do the Sean Jarrett thing, and you pushed me away.
I know, yes, because I don't want to... I will find bed sheets.
It's just, you said you would find the bed sheets by Sunday, and it's Monday, and I ain't seeing no bed sheets.
I'm going to get the bed sheets. I did forget, though, is the problem.
Well, if there's no bed sheets by tomorrow, I'm ordering new bed sheets.
Okay. Write that down. Jillian loves to come in here and fuck with my flow.
Yeah.
What that last one was, Jillian has an addiction to purchasing bed sheets on Amazon.com. It's bad enough that when we moved, there were multiple boxes of bed sheets that we still haven't opened, and they're just taking up space in the house, right? But the bed sheets to our current bed They're fine. But we had to wash them, and so she got the backup bed sheets out. Something happened to the backup bed sheets, and now we need a third bed sheet. She's like, we don't have a third bed sheet. I have to order them. And I'm like, I promise you, we have a third fucking bed sheet. And she's like, okay, well, if you don't find them in time, I will order new ones. And I forgot to look for them, so I'm gonna look for them tonight. Do not let me forget. Anyway, back to this. Let's refresh our memories.
A side note on the sick day thing is and you know, this will be unpopular, especially with younger people, but you shouldn't be using sick days. Okay, I've used sick days maybe twice in 7 years, and in both of those cases, because I lost my voice and I couldn't speak. You know, you can't blame me for that. It's impossible to do a podcast when you can't speak.
Okay, so first off, this sucks, obviously. If you are working for a living, it is your solemn duty, and I'm telling you this as someone who worked for a living for long enough before I got to opt out of it forever. Thank God, you know, knock on wood. Wherever you may find wood, it is your obligation as an employee to take every single sick day you are allotted every year. Why would they give them to you if you can't use them? If you have to get sick, if they require a doctor's note, start licking garbage. Start, like, sniffing the undercarriage of your car. Do what you have to do. Make yourself ill, but take those fucking days off. Secondly, really easy to never call in sick when your job is podcast, right? This guy's like, I have never taken a sick day. By the way, I own my own business, I work for myself, and my job is podcast, okay? Like, come on, let's not pretend like you have a real job. Content creator to content creator, come on, this isn't work. Oh, man, I feel so bad, I gotta take a sick day. Oh, my God, my busy schedule of playing video games and then yapping in front of a microphone is getting all fucked up. This guy really thinks that podcasting is harder than your 9 to 5. It's crazy, dude.
And even then, I still, and anyone who has been watching the show for a while, you know this, I still came into the office and recorded a video.
I love that he's like, when I'm ill, I still came in and I got everyone else sick. I got all the audio engineers sick, you know. Oh, man, wonderful. Oh, he's great. I love him. My job was podcast. I wouldn't call out sick either. Oh, man. Next up. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about science and religion. So I talked a little in the preamble to this stream, if you're watching this on YouTube, about the unfortunate extinction of the 2003 nerd. And one of the defining characteristics of the 2003 nerd was like their textbook Reddit-style atheism. I think we all kind of bullied these people offline for tipping fedoras and saying milady, but I gotta say, we need them back. And it's never been more apparent than now. Let's look at some genius scientific stuff that's happened online. My 2 top scientific advisors. NASA tracks stadium-sized asteroid flying relatively close to Earth. NASA is monitoring asteroid 2024 ON, a massive 1,150 foot by 590 foot object moving at 20,000 miles per hour. It passed with all on the Lord's timeline for us. If you are not saved by the precious blood of Jesus Christ, now would be the time, says American Warrior for Christ. But don't worry, Deep Web Slinger has a response. There are no asteroids. Good. I mean, to be completely honest, have you ever seen an asteroid? I don't know. Nib isn't real. This is literally me. Hold up. That's such a good tweet. Me when I elect not to play around Nib. Yeah, it'd be so easy. But, you know, this is like a week old, so I won't do it. Next up. Oh, my God. And I'm sorry, I vastly prefer the 2003 I fucking love science Reddit atheists to this 2022 scourge of Catholic converts. Where did these people come from? There's so many of them, and they will never shut the fuck up online. Here, let's just read this one. This comes from Gen Z Catholic. Jesus Christ. Do you know how many Gen Z Catholics there are? Millions. Like, just kind of grumble about being dragged to church by your parents like the rest of them. Why do you have to make it your personality? All right, so here's what we got. The Tradcaths are going to hate me for this, but I've said it before. I believe alcohol, wine specifically, is demonic. Yesterday, I had just a little bit of wine, and I had the worst nightmares ever tonight. I cried when I woke up. This isn't what Jesus would want. Oh, sorry you had a little suffering in your life. Shit. Sorry. The response, I'm not sure the alcohol caused the nightmare. Christ gave wine to people at a wedding. Clearly it is not demonic. But how do we know that wine back then wasn't different than the wine we know today with alcohol? How do we know that wine had alcohol back in the day? Are you kidding me? Oh, man. I see why this type of Catholicism is in vogue, because it's actually, it makes a lot of sense if everything that causes you any pain is demons. Like, your car breaks down and you're like, fuck, it's fucking demons. We're just reinventing peasantry, right? We're reinventing the concept of being a peasant, blaming everything that happens to you on like evil spirits and ill humors, and like one time you crossed the road in front of a witch wrong. It's just, holy shit, not good. This is just ABDL, but as a religion. CJ, I got to figure out a way to kill you. Man, I got to come to your house. Jesus Christ. It's clear at this point nothing else is going to shut you up. Next up. All right, this was the peak of the epic online religious right this week. This is such a fucking banger. Okay, so for anyone here who is pro Chapel Roan, me, I'm Chapel Roan agnostic. I'm ambivalent. It's very strange, as I'm a little fruity, but I don't vibe with her shit. I know some of you are big fans. For those of you who are big fans, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to listen to this.
It's fine. It's cool. You can say that you are godly, but you know the truth. So guess I'm the fool. With her Bible on the table, reading Jude 122. I don't want to call you out, but you don't want to come to church. You only want to repost scripture on your Facebook. You can say 100 prayers to God. Ask him for forgiveness. Try to stop your sinning. Then you say you don't have time for Mass. Loving Jesus Christ on your own agenda. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck, atheist. You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck, atheist. You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven. I'm saved through prayers. It's a biblically appropriate kind of life affair. And at church, you're not there. You're too busy getting tatted with your unnaturally colored hair.
That one was a stretch. You could have cut down on the syllables there.
Think I'm gonna pray for you, try and free you from your sins. You just want to pierce your nose and show your cherries.
I don't know anything about Gen Z slang. What is cherries? What does cherries refer to? Can someone boob? What? No, what?
You can say 100 prayers to God. Ask him for forgiveness. Try to stop your sinning. Then you say you don't have time for Mass. Loving Jesus Christ on your own agenda. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck, atheist. You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck, atheist. You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven.
Is there still like another 4 minutes of this? Look at there's so many fucking cards remaining.
When you show up
oh
at
my
his
God.
gates
How long
with
is
your
this song
godly
in real life?
facade and your hands clasped in prayer, but you're no child of God. We could have carpooled to Mass all of those years ago, but you strayed from God and you told me.
It's so good, dude. It's amazing. Holy. I like it a lot. I think it's really good. Jillian should be singing this to you. Yeah, for sure. Well, good luck, atheist. It's so good. What are all these cans that are stacked up? What do you think? Do you think they're tuna? Okay, so do atheists like even make it to heaven? I don't remember the lore. I'm really hoping against hope that the one true religion is Mormonism, because the way that Mormonism works, you get to go to a heaven 1 billion times greater than that of Earth, provided you never became a Mormon. The only way you can go to hell in Mormonism is if you become a Mormon and then leave. Then you go to actual hell. But everything else, like all of us who were never Mormons, we're good. We're going to an equivalent of heaven. It's not going to be as good as like the Mormon heaven, but it's better than Earth. I mean, I'm gonna get to heaven and I'm gonna be like, no, it's fine. I just didn't think it'd be Mormon. Doesn't believing that make you a Mormon? Oh, if believing that made you a Mormon, then everyone would be a Mormon. Will heaven have locals? Heaven will have locals and will only play tier mirrors. All right, and the conclusion to this religious tangent of Freax is this incredible post that Elon Musk had. It's so good. Let's look at this. Atheism left an empty space. Secular religion took its place, but left the people in despair. Childless hedonism sans care. Maybe religion's not so bad to keep you from being sad. Hold on. Who'd have thought a white boy would bring real hip-hop back? I don't know. I mean, I really think like the Grey Wolves, we got to drop 5 r/atheism posters from the mid-aughts onto Twitter. They got to start talking about the flying spaghetti monster again. This is too much. I didn't, Rebecca. I'll have to check it out. Now that we've hit our first Elon Musk tangent, let's run down this road a little bit. This was I think this is a story we already knew, but it now has 200,000 likes on this platform, so I'm very excited to be able to talk about it. Wait a minute. Dana Roach. I know this guy. Wait a minute. Is this guy like an EDH content creator with the last name Roach? Holy shit, we're going to hit both halves of the ban list off this tangent alone. All right, well, first let's do the Elon Musk stuff. Attending a Super Bowl as a guest of Rupert Murdoch, Musk had one of the most luxurious seats in the house. But rather than watching the game, he was glued to his phone in dismay, some of you. Both he and President Biden had sent tweets cheering on the Philadelphia Eagles. But even though Biden had fewer followers than Musk on the platform, the president's tweet garnered 29 million views to Musk's 8.4 million. Livid, Musk demanded that his engineers find out why his tweet was underperforming Biden's. He left the game early to fly back to his San Francisco office, where dozens of employees were summoned to meet him Sunday night. Eventually, to placate their boss, the engineers tweaked Twitter's algorithm to boost Musk's posts, pushing them into users' feeds whether they follow him or not. In effect, Musk tweets would have higher priority over any other post, writes Conger and Mac technology reporters for the New York Times. Awesome. Do you guys remember the week that this was true? And like anything he tweeted would just be in your feed no matter what. It was so good. It was really one of the worst days on here. And since then, of course, Twitter has been completely fixed, as evidenced by this advertisement that I got. You ready? Achieve neuroplasticity. Rewire your brain. Mind Bloom's psychedelic therapy can help you break out of negative cycles. Is this an ad for ketamine? It's an ad I got. See if you're a candidate for ketamine. I wonder, might I be a candidate for ketamine? That's unbelievable. You can find it all on X, the everything app. Holy shit. Oh my God. Holy moly. All right, next up. Let's take a little, this is a little breather. This is a little palate cleanser. Everyone spit out what you're eating. Here we go.
Bro, you sitting with your feet crossed?
I'm telling you, I sit like an old man.
Who granddaddy you is? Look at this. Then he got his hands the same.
It ain't comfortable.
It is comfortable. I ain't gonna lie.
Ain't no way that comfortable. No, try it. Try it. Bro. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah.
I like every person who tries to sit like this is like, you know, it actually is very comfortable. I challenge you, viewer at home, sit like this for a second. It really is pretty comfortable. I watched this. I was like, nah. And then I did it and I'm like, shit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to sitting the way I was. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, holy. All right, next up. Okay, back onto politics. Did you guys hear about this? So, here's a Washington correspondent from the New York Magazine. Why does Hollywood think female reporters sleep with their sources? It's a pretty good article from 2015 about the sexism implicit in sort of reporting as a woman. However, this reporter, Olivia Nuzzi, was in the news this week for fucking Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She was on the RFK Jr. beat, and she had sexual intercourse with him. I gotta ask, do you think the worm was involved? Do you think it's like how, you know how worms, like the really scary worms in nature, can take over the brain of like a snail and then like attract predators by blinking really, really fast until they eat them? Do you think it's like the worm in RFK's brain was like, you got to get sexy so you can have sex and I can propagate? I think it's possible. I think it is possible. This one was an amazing news cycle. It was shocking. First up, to think that someone would have sex with RFK. Listen, I understand that a lot of people just want to fuck a Kennedy. I get the impulse. I'm not going to, I understand that. I'm not going to pretend like I don't. Surely there's other Kennedys. Isn't there that one that just lost an election to like Ed Markey? He's got to be available. What's he doing? Just fuck him. He's like, what, 38? That's a perfect candidate. Why fuck the 70-year-old who sounds just terrible? One's gay, so? And second, the funny thing to hear was people being like, when are we going to talk about powerful people like RFK taking advantage of young women? This woman's 31. Not to be a misogynist, but by the time you're 31, like, you got to know about yourself, right? How are you a 31-year-old minor, you sick fuck? I mean, Jesus Christ. I honestly, RFK is probably like incontinent. He's got a third of his brain left at best. You know, it sounds more like elder abuse than anything else. Oh, no, not good. Not good. Gross stuff. I just don't even want to, I don't want to think about RFK fucking. But apparently it's still happening. Apparently it is still happening. Ugh. We do have another story that comes out of the reporting world. This comes from the evil of those darn campus leftists. So as you all know, for the past 9 months, Israel has been waging a bombing campaign on Hamas that has resulted in an amount of deaths that probably would be written about in like the fucking Bible. And of course, we all know the outcome of this. The true victims of this horrible, horrible parade of death are people on college campuses who are pro-Israel and have to deal with 19-year-olds telling them they're wrong. This is the worst thing that's happening in America right now, and exemplified by this horrible story in which a speaker was so badly mistreated This person goes, I won't repeat everything the anti-Israel students said to tonight's guest speaker at MIT, but there's one thing I can't stop thinking about. They took 9 pizzas. First, a student took 4 pizzas, left, came back to call the veteran professor a murderer, and the rest of us a bunch of people apologizing for him. This is bullshit, she said. You all should not be able to talk about sexual assault like your authorities on the topic. And then a second student took 2 pizzas. A third student took 3 pizzas. The first student stormed out with her comrades, calling us brainless morons, and raised a fist to say free Palestine. Those 9 pizzas will definitely free Palestine. Will they? I think they might. Bigger chance than whatever you're doing. I love the concept that they're just like, I was fucking scandalized. We were just trying to very lightly call for some genocide and, you know, maybe fund it depending on what department we're a part of. And these fucking freaks took 9 pizzas. This is their 7-Eleven. The pizza's at 7-Eleven. Not for nothing. Not for nothing. The pizza's at 7-Eleven. Not bad. They're not terrible. No way this person's last name is Sussman. I will say, someone said this to me, and it really set off an alarm bell in my head. Every person who's like pro-Israel on this platform has the funniest name ever. I don't know what it is, but like all of the like people who spend all day justifying genocide, their names are like Bob Fuckler or like Will Sussman, PhD. It's so good. It's amazing. Eve Fartlow, yeah, the classic. Oh man, come on, imagine being mad about this. The kids took the free pizza. Calm down. Oh, the pizzas were suspected militants. Ah man, that's not bad. Not bad, folks. Next up. All right, we've talked a lot about politics today. We've talked about, we've talked about Orange Man bad. We've talked about the campaign trail. We've talked about the ongoing genocide. It's time to talk about the most important thing that happened this week, and that is Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI's Lunchables ripoff. All right? Are you guys ready to talk about Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul's Lunchables ripoff? Okay. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul have come together to release Lunchly, a Lunchables competitor featuring Prime, the drink, not Prime Energy. Prime has both an energy component and a non-energy component. That's like an electrolyte hydration machine. What's with all these like hydrating electrolyte drinks these days? It's coconut water with salt in it, right? Am I fucking crazy? I'm not alleging that that's what's in Prime, but I know that Prime does contain both coconut water and salt. I'm sure they've got other stuff in it. But all of these like pro-hydration electrolyte beverages are mostly just a base of coconut water with salt in it, right? I feel like. Anyway, This Lunchables ripoff has that in it, a Feastable, and if you look at the box, it looks like the Feastable is about the length of your fucking thumb. And I'm sorry, there's just no other word for it. The exact same lineup of meals that Lunchables has. Like, I'm not claiming they're ripping off Lunchables as much as I'm claiming they are making exactly the same product as Lunchables, but with their own products as the focal point. Like, look, we have the pizza in quotes, which is scary. We have the turkey and cheese and turkey stack-ums. And then the one they don't show you is nachos. It's called like Fiesta Nachos. So what is this? What are we looking at here? I unfortunately, he got a lot of shit for it. But I think that this TDM, not a person I'm familiar with. I'm not like a Minecraft viewer. Had a pretty good take on it, which is it used to be that YouTubers would release like merchandise or like toys that were like about their channel or like evoked their channel for fans of the channel to buy, to identify as someone who is a fan of that channel. But now YouTubers are just using YouTube as a mechanism to gain the requisite amount of fame necessary to get investors to throw money at their literal, just actual business. And like this is like, what does fucking Lunchables have to do with Mr. Beast? Nothing, but it is a business that makes money. So he's like, fuck it, I'll do it, right? It's crazy, right? It's just strange. So every one of them responded to this, and it's every single one was fantastic. First up, Mr. Beast, who is currently mired in his own drama relative to like hiring pedophiles and like I think he shot an endangered golden eagle on federal lands. I just off the top of my head, did that happen? I don't remember actually. But here we have. Lunchable sells hundreds of millions of units and countless people eat it. Our goal is to give people a better for you alternative to it. Our turkey meal is 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, more electrolytes. Sodium. He's talking about sodium. We use real cheese. They use cheese product. They can't call it cheese. First off, fuck you. American cheese is a godsend. Higher quality meat, etc. Eating fresh chicken and broccoli is Listen, stop pretending like there's some sort of savvy consumer at the store looking at Lunchables and Lunchly and making an informed choice about their health. Lunchables are eaten by children. They're eaten by babies. The reason they're making these is they know that these babies watch their videos and will gravitate towards them. They'll say, Mommy, instead of Lunchables, can we get this slightly different Lunchable? And the mom will say, yeah, why not? I don't give a fuck what's in this. I know it's not healthy. Come on. But the reply, also as we get economies of scale and can get things cheaper, we will be only improving the product more and more. Well, then I don't want it now. Give it to me when it's good. Give it to me when you've improved it. Come on. What is he's saying in this tweet? We're selling a version that's substandard now, but in the future, it'll be good. Next up, this is KSI. Looks like crap to me, posting TDM's merch, which you'll notice appears to be his avatar and like toys. Like this is what I would expect a Minecraft YouTuber to have for merch, right? I don't know. Like this seems pretty normal. It's not Lunchables. And then this one. I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our freaking lives, Lois, creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead. But when we create a better version, you're upset? Then don't eat it. Yes, we did. That was like my favorite day on Twitter.com is when we found out Lunchables had lead in them. That was so much fun. We spent the entire day talking shit on Lunchables. Oh man, I don't know, man. It's these people, they're great. But we got the second half of the KSI retort today. This is from KS. I don't know his stream. I don't know what he does.
And actually, let's take a step back and look at the whole fucking situation. These motherfuckers are complaining about a lunch kit. That's what this whole thing is about.
Oh my God, this is so hard to get through. This is a 20-second clip, and I need to take a breather. Am I getting old?
Lunch kit. There's way more crazier things happening in this world, but people want to go in on this lunch fucking kit. What are we doing?
Well, the phrasing, I think. Okay, so a couple of things about this. Firstly, I'd never heard KSI speak in my entire life. I didn't know he was like that. I didn't know he was British. I'm sorry. Oh no. I didn't understand he talked like that. And secondly, I didn't know that he spoke with that intonation. Like he has like he's like doing that for everything. What are we freaking doing? Like it's crazy, right? It's hard to watch. It's it's exhausting, right? Am I the only one who's like this? Like I'm watching that getting tired. I'm like, what? Oh, I need a fucking Lunchly with electrolytes in order to get through this video. 20 seconds. Look at this.
What are we doing? And actually, let's take a step back and look at the whole fucking situation.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. But he has like YouTuber voice, but he used to just scream. Well, you can tell he used to just scream because his fucking vocal cords are blown out. Listen to it. He's like he's like raspy. He's like gasping in this
These
clip.
motherfuckers are complaining about a
He's like half the way to RFK. In 40 years, he's going to be fucking a 31-year-old minor. Wow. But what I like about this one more than anything is the underlying point that he's making. He's saying there's so much bad that's going on in the world, and they want to talk about lunch kits. Yeah, man. You know, I gotta tell you, I was gonna say that your product looks like a dog shit Lunchables ripoff, but I forgot about Palestine. Oh man, oh god, holy shit. That's I don't it's good. It's wonderful. And also what a cowardly way to come up against this criticism is like, "Oh, hey, whoa, it's not that big of a deal. You know, it is a big enough deal that we decided we wanted to make a competitive product to Lunchables and we expect people to invest and turn a huge profit, but not so much of a deal that you should be able to tell us that it's bad. Well, it's not a big deal. We just spent you know, our livelihood on it. But it's no big deal. You know, what about Palestine? But it's, what about Gaza? You know, it's great. It's wonderful.
That's what this whole thing is about.
God, oh man. He needs to take like several months of just dripping honey down his throat. Like, my God. His throat it sounds painful. It sounds like it hurts him to talk. He's been drinking too much Prime, too much salt, electrolytes. You gotta put some throat coat on. Come on, get some throat coat for the throat coat. Oh no. Okay, moving on. All right. So Lunchly is not the only product that is mired in controversy. This week, Palworld was sued by Nintendo, folks. I, for one, am shocked. I would have never seen this coming. Who would have thought that, you know, the game that styled itself as Pokemon with guns would be sued by Pokemon without guns? Not me. But the suit is really weird. I've been getting into reading the lawsuits on shit like this. I spent a lot of time reading like the Mr. Beast complaint. I'm reading this. I just like reading them. I've become a fucking freak. And it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be like, you are Pokemon. But it's actually it's like a patent suit. So you can, you know, this is my understanding as a student of law, not as a lawyer. But you can patent certain gameplay elements within your games. And God knows if they'll hold up in court, but I guess we're going to find out. One of the things that Pokemon has patented is the catching mechanic. You throw a ball at a creature, the creature goes into the ball, and then it's yours, right? And this type of gameplay loop exists within Palworld as well, but I don't know. It's strange. It seems like it shouldn't be the basis of a lawsuit. Many people in the chat right now are hitting on the actual crux of this issue. It's this patent suit is being filed in Tokyo District Court. I don't know anything about Japanese legal regimes, but they are also saying that Nintendo has never lost a suit in Japan. So I don't know. I don't know what venue shopping is going to look like for this suit, and I imagine it may be dispositive. But really scary stuff. I think that Palworld is just like so clearly meant to be some sort of Pokemon ripoff. I think that it's like a completely cynical, gross, like unfun product. But critical support to Palworld, I think, on this one. Next up. Okay, so last Freaks, we talked a lot about how galaxy gas is going to destroy the world. I want to say right now that I'm rescinding all of that. My son is on the spectrum, and not only does galaxy gas completely calm him down during a sensory overload, but it's even given him the ability to socialize with other kids for the first time in his life. Oh, man, I didn't know that. All right, I guess we like galaxy gas now. I'm sorry. I didn't understand. This Photoshop is so ass, but it makes me laugh. This isn't a Photoshop. It's real. Next up. Okay, this one is also not a Photoshop, and you all are just going to have to hold your freaking horses. Went back to see Pesto the Penguin, the definition of an absolute unit. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's enormous. Can I explain this one? Oh, yes, please. I didn't know Pesto was going to need an explanation. He looks like a large penguin to me. I love that his name's Pesto. He is 9 months old. He still has some of his baby fur. However, for some reason, he weighs 1.5 times the weight of an adult. Oh, no. What does he have, like gigantism or something? Oh, he's going to be a huge boy. He's going to be so big. Oh, man. He's the Emperor Penguin. Once in every 1,000 years, a true Emperor Penguin. A king of kings is born. And his name will be Pesto. He will be completely unfurred in 2 months. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh, my God. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, I don't see him.
Oh, we need a
Oh, these are so cute. Oh my god. These are adorable. There he is! Oh. Oh, he's just hanging out. Oh, man. He's so big. All right. Okay. Next up. Okay, so the child actor of Alfalfa was in the news this week. So if you guys remember the Little Rascals movie that came out in the 90s, the kid who played Alfalfa grew up to be like a pro-natalist freak. Here's what he looks like. He just had a child. I have an heir. Mark and Analpheus Chad Anthony Hall Barnett of the Holy Cross, fit that shit on the birth certificate, was born at 4 a.m. It says, you already have daughters. What's wrong with you? I said heir, not dishwasher. Thanks. A couple of moments later, people figured out there is a galaxy gas connection. This is the same guy who was arrested for huffing air duster. So hopefully he got all the airs out of his system, we'll say, before this one came along. You don't want one of the air duster babies coming out and inheriting your vast alfalfa fortune. Hair duster, stupid, dumb, very stupid. Not bad, though. It's pretty good. MBT, it calms him during sensory overloads and helps him socialize with others after song. Why does everyone have the fucking Catholic flag now? It's just the new thing dumb guys do. The new thing that dumb people online do is they convert to Catholicism. I don't know how to tell you this. What was the one in like, you know, it used to be that like dumb people online would like get into crypto. That was like 2 years ago. Like 5 years ago, dumb people online would get into YouTube commentary. Now the thing they do is they convert to Catholicism. There will be a new one. Give it a couple of years, and then we'll see. Maybe it's Whippets, apparently. Next up. All right. You know, I've been having a little trouble sleeping recently. I thought maybe it's time to get a MyPillow. And, you know, what do you know? Apparently, there's a sick deal going on. Sleep like a dream with our standard MyPillow for just $14.88. Oh? Really? What a deal. What can I say? What's the promo code, by the way? Does it start with "we must secure"? Is it a bit of a typer? What's going on here? Wow, huh? That's crazy. Oh wow, it looks like it's 13% off the sale price and 50% off the regular price. What's going on here? Why are we throwing this shit in the pillow ads? Holy fuck. I'm confused. All right, I'll demystify it for all of you normies. 1488 is like Nazi slang, refers to the 14 words, which is like we must secure a future for our race and for white children or something. And 88, which is HH, which is Heil Hitler. Really strange that they would. It's the top comment. Purely coincidental, I'm sure. What a terrible price for a pillow. It reminds me of that regime. It's so good, man. I fucking, this guy is like, Mike Liddell is one of my favorite guys online. Do you guys remember when after the election he made like a 4-hour documentary about how the Chinese were overthrowing the election by taking control of the voting machines, and he paid for ad space for 4 hours and ran it as a long ass ad? Do you guys remember that? It was so funny. And the movie is just a bunch of interviews with like crazy people, and they'll be like, yeah, I saw a Chinaman messing with the vote machine, and it cuts to Mike Liddell and he'll be like, wow, that's crazy. It was clearly filmed like over the course of 16 hours total. Oh man, it's so good. It won the Golden Razzie. Did it actually? I think it should have won an Oscar as well. He called it the Cyber Symposium. I love it, man. It's so good. I'm going to the Cyber Symposium. Me showing up at the Cyber Symposium ready to have some e-sex. Like, what the fuck? You all are here because China hacked the election? God damn it. Next up. Okay. This is, first off, like a brat joke about their terrible credit score. You don't want to play this game. 4. How did you get a credit score of 4? What would you even have to do? How do you get it to hold steady with no changes to your score at 4? I can explain, says Rebecca. I don't think you could. Fraud? No. You start at 0. Do you start at 0? I don't think that's true. Maybe you don't have a bank account. I have a loan I haven't paid for 10 years, and I have no lines of credit. You're just describing everyone with student debt. Their credit score isn't 4. There's no way your credit score is 4, Rebecca. Do you people even have credit scores? I thought that was an us thing. The British are always stealing innovations from America. We invent credit scores so we don't have to loan money to undesirables, you know what I mean. And then when it turns out that that's racist, we go, oh, wait, we mean everyone has a credit score. And then you British take it. You British take our innovation in racism. What's your problem? MBT, what's your credit score? It's like 6 or 7 for sure. It's definitely not 4. Mine is 3 digits last time I checked. Well, usually I think it would be hard for it not to be 3 digits. What's an average credit score? You're aiming for something like between 650 and like 800, right? You can't be doing this bit as a chaser to Mike Liddell. Yeah, we need to cool it off a little bit. Next up. Sometimes I see the French protesting and I just get so irritated. Like, god damn. In America, if you block off a highway, a bunch of people with wraparound shades are like, we should be able to legally execute you. And then they sign a law the next week that allows you to do that. In France, They have designed barbecues that fit into train tracks so that while marching, they can grill sausages. Fuck, man. Are you kidding me? We're getting completely mogged over here. We like to talk about the Boston Tea Party and how rebellious the American spirit is. But this is an invention that should have happened in America. The grill that moves while you protest. And here it is being taken from us by the French. God damn, dude. Wow. They have us completely beat. We are not in their league. We are Bush League protesters. We had 3 months of protests that approached anything resembling French level. And what did we get for it? They fired the guy who does Cleveland Brown's voice on Family Guy and replaced him with a YouTuber who does the Cleveland Brown voice. Shit. And these people will protest for anything. Like literally anything. And what was the one? It was like Macron was trying to change the retiree age from 62 and a half to 63, and they did like 9 months of destroying buildings. Come on. Putting us to shame, man. Fuck. Next up. Albania is in the process of creating a liberal Muslim microstate. The planned sovereign state of the Bektashi order would become the world's smallest nation, a Vatican-style sovereign enclave controlling territory about a quarter of the size of Vatican City. A new state would allow alcohol, permit women to wear what they want, and impose no lifestyle rules, reflecting the tolerant practices of the Bektashi order, a Shiite Sufi group. Rama said the aim of the new state is to promote a tolerant version of Islam. The enclave would be located within Albania's capital, Tirana. There's no way this happens, right? There's no way we get the second Vatican for a different religion. There's no way, right? This is one of those things that you would see on Cue the Storm. It can't be real. It just can't be real. Strong Badia? Oh yeah, basically. Interesting stuff. We will be keeping an eye upon this story as it develops. I think every religion should get a Vatican. You know, the Mormons get Salt Lake City. I think they already have it. What, the Unitarians get Portland? Oh, we have a native. This is fake. Oh, man. We can't say that because of Israel. Okay, Israel is not a Vatican City. It's a little larger than Vatican City. What do the atheists get? Sealand. That's like Reddity enough, right? What about the USSR too? That tweet was what? It was 2020. He said in the next 5 years. I remember the username was Yeasty Beats to this day. I think USSR 2 still has 1 year for it to happen. If USSR 2 happens by the end of 2025, we're gonna have a lot of apologies to write to one very specific Twitter user. All right, next up. Okay, let's talk about this insane ass thing. All week, my fucking feed has been dominated by this insane pedophilia thing. I don't know what this is, but for the past week, everyone has just been like, I want to see gore of pedophiles getting killed. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What's your fucking problem? Look at this original tweet. 200,000 likes on this tweet, by the way. Over 200,000 likes on, oh boy, I love seeing someone get chopped up and mutilated and burned and destroyed. And what is your problem, man? I don't want to see any of that. People are like, well, they did something very bad. Okay. You know, That's horrible. I hate to hear that. I don't really want to see gore on the TL though. I get it. You know, I don't worry. I understand. I actually don't think we should bring back street justice. You used to have to go to other websites for this. I just have to imagine that this is a reaction to the newer generation just not having like rotten.com or like LiveLeak or something, right? Do you people still go watch like beheading videos on, if you're like under 16, answer this question. For once in my life, I'm asking minors something and not demanding they leave my presence immediately. Do you people still go watch like beheading videos? Because I think what's happening is there's only 4 websites left: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, mypillow.com. And if you're not on one of those, you might as well not be online. So they have to get their, you know, human death fix from Twitter. And to do that, you have to first figure out that the person did something very bad. They did something very bad. And then secondly, then you're allowed to watch them be skinned alive. It's so weird. Where did this hunger for like human misery come from? What's your fucking problem? It's very strange. And like all these people have been quote tweeting and they're like, well, excuse me, as someone who is anti-pedophile, I feel like I should have a right to see this type of content. And I'm like, I think most people are anti-pedophile, dude. And everyone responding like, hey, this is gross and weird and I don't want to see it, is like, oh, so you like it when these guys, they're like, oh, but did you hear this guy did something really bad? And it's like, yeah, no one's arguing about the severity of the stuff the guy did. They just don't want to see him mutilated on, for entertainment. What's going on? I don't understand. Okay, yeah, CTH Doodles is kind of skipping to the end here, but like, not for nothing. It turns out it's really easy online to be like, this person is a sex criminal, and then mutilate them. You know, in America, we actually did this for about 100 years. We would tell everyone that someone is a sex criminal, and then we'd get together in a mob, and then we'd do violence to them. And it's very strange watching teenagers reverse engineer that online because they saw a caption on TikTok that someone was a pedo or something. It's really, really weird stuff. I would prefer to see none of this ever again. I would prefer to never see any discussion of this as long as I live. But for some reason, it's been like a part of online discourse for the last week, and I can't get away from it. It's really, really gross. Next up, let's talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! First and foremost. Actually, let me see if I can refocus my camera real quick. There we go. All right, we're going to talk about some stuff that happened. First up. So in case you missed this, Alestrals last week revealed Alestrals Clash, which is an in-development simulator for their game. They allege, I don't know how true this is, I'm not going to take it at face value because I know how development works, that it's halfway done, being put together by the Pixelborn devs, and is born out of half of the Kickstarter money that went to the original run Alestrals, right? This created a bit of drama as Cardfight Vanguard players found the server. They said, why the fuck don't we have something like this? Why is Bushiroad getting cleared by Alestral's man? This led Peeps down a rabbit hole in which he figured out Cardfight Vanguard has a simulator that costs $70? Is that real? I was told not only that, but in order to get the cards, it's an additional $70? It's very bad. It sounds pretty good to me. Okay, I may be misunderstanding. Cardfight has a sim, but it's $70. Not only is it $70, it's 6 months behind. Each expansion pack costs $30 for each iteration of new cards you need to buy, and they are currently making a second one that is the same model after this model failed. It's 70 plus 70 DLC. They're making a new one that you got to drop an additional 70 on. Man, I mean, what do they think? It's me on a fucking every Monday of my life? That's incredible, man. I love Bandai. I love Namco. It's so good, man. Holy fuck. Next up. Another banger of a Yu-Gi-Oh post. Been a while since I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh treated as the devil's card game. Parents! Be vigilant about what you allow your kids to have. So this is from the Sanrio, crossover stuff at McDonald's. On Saturday, after taking our son and his friends to jump at Sky Zone, we went and got an ice cream as it was across the road. One of the kids wanted to go to McDonald's to get some real food. We went through the drive-thru. Not wanting a full meal because we just ate an ice cream, 3 of us ordered a Happy Meal. While opening the Happy Meal, there was a little toy. One of the kids opened it, and I looked over and said, "What in the devil is that?" I told them, teenagers, yeah, this doesn't sit right with me. I pulled mine out of the box, and it was the girl toy. I didn't look at it much, but I saw the name was My Dark Magician Girl. They all went in the trash in that parking lot. Later that night, thinking more about the toys, I Googled, what is dark magic? The world has an agenda for our kids. They put a cute smiley face on the devil and call it a toy. Be watchful, be mindful, pray about all things. If in doubt, throw it out. The enemy is looking for any entry point. Rocks, really good. It is, we are reinventing peasantry. We are reinventing effigies and idols. It's so amazing. But I love the concept of like my little dark magician girl Googling dark magic and being like, well, I never. Oh my God, dark magic. Holy shit. Oh no. It's Googling what is dark magic. We love dark magic, friend of the channel. Oh my God, no. Little bit of a buried lead in here though. Apparently she took these toys from her teenage children. The teenagers were getting the Sanrio friends Yu-Gi-Oh toys and getting incensed to become devil worshippers because of it. I feel like this is maybe something you worry about when they're like 4 years old. When they're like 14, they probably know about good and evil, right? Not good. I do like that it's Slifer and DMG because those are like the 2 funniest ones they could have been. I guess maybe Exodia would have been freaky too. It's great. Oh man. Next up. Let's talk about the ban list. 2 ban lists today. First up, OCG1. All right, so I'm using this hard leg tweet because it's got the ban list in a nice form in it. Check it out, folks. A lot going on here. Firstly, Beatrice banned, unsurprising. Secondly, they brought Drident back. They brought Dragoon back. Could have happened a million years ago. Masterpiece back. Snatch Steel back. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of hits that look very similar to what we have in America. Unified ban list, unified ban list, unified ban list. But the big change, which I think we probably have to talk about, is that they have moved maximum seaminess to 2. Now, what does this mean? Good question. See, maximum seaminess is a very interesting card in that it should very much be banned in the OCG and in Master Duel, but now we have a whole bunch of additional cards that perform a similar function, Mulcharmy Perulia and Fuwa Ross. Those cards are really good with Max C as well, because you can draw into them off of Max C and vice versa. So what they've done is they've hit a singular copy of it. Now, does this mean they are firing a warning shot at the card in preparation to ban it? Not necessarily. The OCG does like to take cards from 3 to 2 and then 2 to 1 and then 1 to banned. They don't like to go all the way to banned the way that we do. So this would be the first step in what you would expect to be an eventual banning of the card, probably in about 6 months. But it could also be two other things. Firstly, the OCG has in the past, as with Ash Blossom, semi-limited hand traps and then just left them there. Just been like, 2 is how many Ash Blossom you get to play. And then they throw it back. The other thing it could be is just a test. As people are saying in the chat, they did move Maxi to 2 in October of 2017, and then they moved it back. Now, 2017 sounds recent, but it was 7 years ago. So, who knows? If I had to guess, I would say the likeliest scenario is that they are going to eventually hit it. That this is the first step on the move to banned. I think that the thing that differentiates every other scenario from this one is the existence of Fuwa Ross, which I think we can now say, based on play rates in the OCG, is functionally just Max C. But who knows? In the TCG2, not yet. Not yet. We got 3 more weeks. And finally, let's talk about one more ban list. I'm talking about, of course, the Magic the Gathering ban list. Folks, Commander. So there was an update to the Commander list today. You all are familiar with the Commander ban list? Let me see if I can find it. This comes from the Commander Rules Committee. Update, changes to the ban list. Dockside Extortionist, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, and Nadu are banned. First up, hilarious that Nadu is banned. Now means that Nadu does not even have a home in the format that they intended for it to have a home. Very funny. It's just so comedic. I love it. Secondly, the weird thing about these hits is that every one of these cards is very expensive. So, with the exception of Nadu, right? So, a significant amount of the backlash to these hits has been, it was nice to own a Commander deck and just understand that it was a kind of investment. Magic the Gathering players' brains are irrevocably broken. They can't conceptualize cardboard as anything other than a financial asset. But it feels bad for people to have invested something like, these 3 cards together were probably about $200 into a list and then see that wiped out in one stroke. To that, I would have to say, welcome to the fucking club, buddy. Try 500? 500? No shot. It would be Mana Crypt that's expensive, right? How much is Mana Crypt these days? It's had like 1 million prints. Here's a Mana Crypt for 80. That's after a crash today, but it was about 200 before today. That's crazy. It's. It's been a day for them. They've been having a whole day full of drama as a result of this. People talking about how my investment is ruined. Commander shouldn't be a vehicle for investments. It sucks that price point cards were hit. There should be some sort of warning system for people to offload their copies. You know, all my apes gone. For me, it's just a reminder that I'm saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by refusing to play Magic the Gathering's worst format ever. MTG design is fundamentally broken due to Commander. It's a format designed around highlighting cards that are unplayable in every other format. Now it's just 60 custom cards that work together with your best mana base. Printing for Commander, an ill that we have never recovered from. And you are losing thousands of dollars playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Who the fuck asked you? All right, let's play some Yu-Gi-Oh!